The secret of Moonlight Bay. On the edge of a beautiful seaside village, there was a secret known only to a few, the hidden treasures of Moonlight Bay. The waters sparkled under the moonlight, and it was said that at night, the bay came alive with magic. But none of the village children had ever found the secret. That is, until two best friends, Milo and Lila, decided to discover it for themselves. Milo was an adventurous boy with sandy brown hair, always climbing trees and exploring the cliffs. Lila, his best friend, was smart and thoughtful, with a mind full of curiosity. Together, they made the perfect team. One evening, after hearing more stories from the village elders about Moonlight Bay, Milo turned to Lila with a determined look. "I think it's time we find the hidden treasure," he said. Lila nodded, her green eyes sparkling. "But it only appears under the full moon. That's tonight. If we want to find it, we have to go now." With backpacks full of snacks, a flashlight, and Lila's favorite book of ancient legends, the two friends set off down the sandy path toward Moonlight Bay. The sun was setting, casting an orange glow across the sea, but they knew that the real magic would happen once the moon rose. As they arrived at the bay, the sky was dark, except for the soft glow of the full moon rising over the water. The waves gently lapped at the shore, and the air smelled of salt and adventure. "This place is beautiful," Milo whispered as they sat on a large rock overlooking the water. "But where do we start?" Lila wondered, flipping through her book of legends. "The treasure isn't just gold or jewels. The legend says it's something more, something magical that can only be seen under the moonlight." Just as she said this, a shimmer of light appeared in the water. Milo jumped up, his heart racing. "Did you see that?" Lila squinted, watching as the water near the shoreline seemed to glow. "There's something down there," she gasped. They raced to the water's edge, their feet splashing in the shallow waves. As the moonlight hit the water, a path of shimmering stones appeared, glowing softly beneath the surface. "This must be it," Milo said, his excitement growing. Without hesitation, they waded into the water, following the path of glowing stones. The water was cool around their ankles, and the moonlight made everything seem magical. As they reached the end of the path, they found something incredible, a small, hidden cave tucked into the rocky cliffs. "We've never seen this before," Lila said in awe. "It must only appear during the full moon." Milo grabbed a flashlight from his backpack, and together, they ventured into the cave. Inside, the walls sparkled with tiny crystals, reflecting the light in 1,000 colors. At the very back of the cave was a stone pedestal, and sitting on top of it was a glowing seashell. Lila stepped forward, her breath catching in her throat. "This is it," she whispered. "The hidden treasure of Moonlight Bay." Milo picked up the seashell carefully. "It's beautiful, but what does it do?" Suddenly, the cave filled with a soft, melodic sound, the sound of the sea itself. The walls seemed to hum with the music of the waves. The seashell in Milo's hands began to glow even brighter, and from it, a gentle voice spoke. "You have found the heart of Moonlight Bay. This seashell holds the magic of the sea, a gift to those who seek with pure hearts. Its song will always guide you, and its light will show you the way." Milo and Lila looked at each other, their eyes wide with wonder. They had done it. They had discovered the secret of Moonlight Bay. But the treasure wasn't gold or jewels. It was the magic of the sea itself, a gift that would guide them whenever they needed it. Carefully, they placed the seashell back on the pedestal. "We should leave it here," Lila said. "This treasure belongs to the bay, and it should stay where it can continue to protect this magical place." Milo nodded in agreement. "But we'll always know where it is, and it will always be here if we need it." As they left the cave and walked back along the shimmering path of stones, the moonlight seemed even brighter than before. The secret of Moonlight Bay was theirs now, and they knew that they would always have a special connection to this magical place. When they returned to the village, they didn't tell anyone about what they had found. Some secrets, they decided, were meant to be kept between best friends. And from that night on, whenever they needed guidance or felt lost, Milo and Lila would sit by the bay, listening to the soft music of the sea, knowing that the magic of Moonlight Bay would always be there for them.